Now the Belarusian President, Alexander Lukashenko, has said that Ukraine has stationed more than 120,000 troops on the border between the two countries. Minsk says it's responded with military formations along the entire border. Belarus is allied to Russia. Lukashenko says the border is heavily mined and there'd be huge losses for Ukraine if its forces tried to cross.
This kind of escalation on the part of Ukraine is an attempt to push Russia to asymmetric actions. For example, the use of nuclear weapons. For sure, Ukraine would be very happy if Russia or Belarus used tactical nuclear weapons. There they would be happy because we would hardly have any allies left. No countries would ever sympathize. And, secondly, on nuclear weapons, the world has a negative view of these, so the Ukrainians want to push this possibility. They want to push Russia. Who could defeat Russia? Ukraine cannot do it. Who can? The West, NATO. We, myself and President Putin, think that NATO would then get the green light to invade Russia without hiding its intentions.
Okay, we have two correspondents covering all the latest developments. In a moment we'll speak to Alex Gatapolus. He's in Kyiv for us first. Let's turn to Dorsa Jabbari. She's in Moscow. So Dorsa, how have the Russians had anything to say about Lenk's comments yet?
No, there hasn't been any official comments from the Kremlin yet, but what is clear is that the long-time, staunch supporter of Russian President Vladimir Putin, Alexander Lukashenko, laying out the possibilities of what could happen in the coming weeks and months as a result of Ukraine's incursion in the Kyiv region that began on August 6 and now continues. He is highlighting his own country's position and their own concerns along its border with Ukraine, but also possibly offering an off-ramp to the current crisis that is unfolding, saying that if the two sides don't sit down at the negotiating table, the situation could escalate, and that would only mean destruction of Ukraine. So Lukashenko very clearly laying out the possibilities that lie ahead. This is the first time we've heard a high-ranking official and a very close ally of Russian President Vladimir Putin highlighting that the use of tactical nuclear weapons is not out of the question for the Russians given the situation that is unfolding on Russian territory. We have to remember this incursion that began on August 6 is the first time foreign troops have entered Russian soil in 80 years, so it is quite a significant development, and many people here are worried about what could happen next. There is no clear aim by the Ukrainian forces for carrying out this incursion, and it's not stated as to what they will do next and how much further they will continue. For the Defense Ministry right now here, the Russian Defense Ministry is claiming that they are standing firm their positions and they're deterring any advancement by the Ukrainian forces in the Kursk region. Meanwhile, over 200,000 civilians have been evacuated so far. There's about just over 1 million civilian population in that region, so things are very serious, and the comments by Alexander Lukashenko highlight the possibilities of what we could see in the coming weeks and months.
Okay, thank you for that, Dorsa Jabbari, there for us. In Moscow, let's go to Alex Gatapolus, our defense editor in Kyiv. Alex, what Lukashenko is talking about is a very significant troop build-up along his border. What is your thinking on what we're hearing now?
Well, what the Ukrainians are saying is that they haven't changed the thing. The border guard officially has announced that there has been no change in the disposition, no change in the numbers. There have always been Ukrainian units near the Belarusian border. Of course, Belarus has a military alliance with Russia. Of course, the Ukrainians are going to have units there, and the Belarusians have also always had military units near the border themselves. In fact, when Ukraine advanced into Russia proper in Kursk in August 6, the Belarusians moved military units, armored brigades to the northern part of the border above Kharkiv as a precautionary measure, so they've always been there. They aren't moving, they aren't changing, and certainly according to the Ukrainians they haven't increased at all. These are units that are usually rotated, with frontline units to give those frontline units a little bit of rest and also to provide some sort of cover just in case something does happen between Ukraine and Belarus. They have some form of military presence there, but saying they haven't ramped it up, and also Belarus's military isn't particularly large. It's 48,000 troops all up, and that includes Jazeera border guards 10,000, special forces. They have access to about 289,000 reserves, but they haven't called those up yet, so it's a small amount on the border with mirrored Ukrainian units on the far side, and nothing really has changed so far, certainly according to Ukraine. Thanks for watching this video.